Too many days in the darkness, without a glimpse of the light. Running tired and broken and scared, but I swear I'll never give up the fight. I see you broken and beat, head pulled down over your eyes. Every part of you wants to surrender, but darling, you were meant to survive. With every step.
Thank you, and welcome to the Nora's Home 7th year event. We raised more money this year than any year before. We've got a list of repeat subcontractors and vendors, and I know Nora's Home appreciates it, and so do we. So thank you very much. Y'all have fun.
And I'd like to recognize Mark Hobeka. If Mark would come up.
Thank you. Thank you, John. Actually, these are my pajamas. I was asleep. Who was here last year? Okay, who remembers at the end of last year, what did we do? We had a dunk tank, right? And so we couldn't have a dunk tank this year, and we were really disappointed because we kind of wanted to share that experience with everybody. So that's why we dialed up the rain, so that everybody could kind of have the same experience this year. On behalf of the board, as myself, there's Jerry Patel, who's over here, who's another board member and a huge supporter of the home. I just want to let you all know how much it means to us that you toughed it out in these uncertain times and this uncertain weather to come out here and contribute to Nora's Home. It's been a challenging year at Nora's Home, just like it's been everywhere else. You know, we are trying to find a way to balance taking care of people who are immunosuppressed in the context of a viral pandemic, and to do so safely but still provide the service that's necessary has been sort of the major theme of this year. So far it's been successful, and we've been able to provide that service to people without having an outbreak, and I think that to our staff, who's led by Natalie, it's really a testament to them that we've been able to do this. You know, transplantation hasn't stopped. We are actually this year on pace to have a record year in some of the organs that we transplant, and it's been a challenge to do so in this environment. And Nora's Home is a big piece of how we're able to get people transplanted, take care of them safely. And we appreciate your sponsorship. To the Satterfield and Pontikes folks and John and the rest of your team, I mean, it's incredible. This is our 8th year, right, of doing this? 7th year. Next year is the 8th year. And it's just incredible how dedicated you all are to this cause. I think you understand how important it is to those people, and you're going to hear from some people who have been impacted by it from a first-person perspective here in a minute. I'm proud to be a part of this organization. I'm proud to be a part of this golf tournament and associated with all of you. We thank you for what you do, and looking forward to having a day off and drinking beer with you next year. So that's what it is. So thanks.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. It is a special organization. So what he recognized was the work that the staff does, and they are led by Natalie Lencioni, who is the executive director of Nora's Home. So I'd like to recognize Natalie.
John, thank you all so much. It is such a pleasure each and every year for us to come out. Nora's Home, our team, we look forward to this just as much as hopefully you all. I mean, seeing the familiar faces making this big family effort to support Nora's Home, we appreciate it year in, year out, and we look forward to growing this tournament, hopefully to 2 courses next year. So let's bring it on. Yeah. Well, Nora's Home, we are one big family. Families who come into Nora's Home just become one big family. And for all you all are here today, we consider you as part of the Nora's Home family. And I am so honored to introduce one of our guests. He flew in from Minnesota yesterday to be on our team, the Norris Home team, him and his wife, Jen. But Jack Lester is here with us all to share his story on his experience at Norris Home. And I'd like to turn over the mic to Jack. So.
All right. Hi guys, my name's Jack, and I've never done anything like this before. So, but I'm very honored to be here today. My wife and I'll just give you a little bit of a background on my story. Our worlds were turned upside down roughly, it's, well, a little over a year now. But back in June of 2019, my son Marcus, who was 8 years old at the time, I had gotten a frantic call from his mother, Ashley, who's not here today. And we work in a split relationship, and we take care of things. She does her, stuff, I do my stuff, but I had gotten a frantic call from her, and I knew that if she was calling me for help with Marcus, which we take care of our own business, that something was seriously wrong. To speed that up, that day I went over, and our son was in a very bad place. He was rushed to the ER that day, and once we had gotten to the ER, his oxygen levels were roughly at 20, and that was with close to 20 liters of oxygen that we were pumping into him. We were losing our son that day, and thanks to all the medical help that we had that day, they were able to bring Marcus back to life and really start our journey to what essentially moved us to Houston, Texas. We were hopped in the car and we sped to Houston, Texas, and Marcus was air transported down for his very first plane ride, which he was very, very excited about with his mother, Ashley. And upon arrival, things were very, very, very different. We had seen a side of Marcus come out that we had really never seen before, and it wasn't for the best. He was put in a place where he knew nobody, all these new doctors coming in. It was a mess. It really was. It was an absolute mess. And we were sent here from from St. Paul Children's Hospital because our doctors believed in us. They thought that our son was so strong, so healthy, and was like the perfect candidate for a dual lung transplant. And that's why we were sent here, because they believed in us so much. We had now been here for a few weeks, staying in hotel rooms. I had taken a work leave from work. Ashley and his stepfather moved their family here. My wife was coming down every other week. And, these are stories you always hear, right? It's Wanda up the street, or Kelsey down the road, or John's son, and that's what I had always heard growing up, and now here I am at the helm of this ship, and it's go time. And so we were full steam ahead, and I remember one of the gals at the hospital had given me a sheet of places to look to stay, because financially we were becoming broke rather quickly. And I believe that the social worker's top suggestion was Nora's home. He's like, but they're very busy. They might have a full house, but you could try it. They had space for me in that home about maybe 2 weeks after that. And I was super excited because I was charging everything on a credit card and was just trying to make ends meet, Jen back and forth. So I was like, all right, I've got a home to live in. I remember I called Jen. I was ecstatic. I was just like, all right, I've got a place to stay. I can unpack my car, because at this time we're living out of the trunk of my car in the parking ramp, living at these hotels, and back and forth between the hospital. And so I was invited to Nora's home to do a tour, and Meralda, I think, was the one who gave me my tour and showed me the room that would be mine. I was very nervous. I'm 29 years old, and I was just didn't really know what to expect. I had walked into a home, and I'll drop some numbers here on you, but I was greeted by about 20 to 30, 60 to 70-year-old folks, that were all recipients of transplants or on the waiting list to receive transplants. And I was like, okay, and everybody, but I got to say, like, everybody was so beautiful in their own way and just welcomed you in right away, and I had got that feeling of just like, even my first couple nights, I think I was really emotional in the room, and I was just like, I just had this feeling of home that I had not had in roughly 3 months. I'm here today to really give thanks to everyone that's able to make the home possible. Because I lived at Nora's home for about 5 months, and continued our journey to seek out a dual lung transplant for our son. Marcus was listed on the transplant list, which was the largest achievement that he achieved his 8 years of life. And I will never forget how excited he was. He called all of his friends in his phone book and had told his friends, I'm on the list, I'm going to get a call, I'm going to be back, I'm coming back stronger than ever. I've really came into my own at Nora's home, was very blessed to be there, and have gotten to meet like all of these just amazing people that value life like nobody I have ever met in my entire life. And I think that's one of the things that's touched me the most, is to be around so many people that have been given a second chance at life. And you don't get to choose the hand that you're dealt. You just got to play it. And these people have been able to, be blessed with this second opportunity, and the way and the life lessons that they taught me, I'll forever use for the rest of my life. And I'm just so thankful. I mean, everything that home does is absolutely incredible, and just makes you feel so comfortable. Even when surrounded by shadows, surrounded by darkness, Nora's home was my light. And I forever owe it to this home. I want to make this an every year thing. I want to bring family down. I want to show people from Minnesota what Nora's home is about. And November 3rd is when we lost our son, Marcus. Marcus fought his ass off and never gave up a day. Nobody fell short. Every grandparent, every single person, brothers, sisters of his that were all there, laid it all on the line, and Marcus laid it on the line and some. I'll never get to have him here in person again, but his spirit will forever live on, and I'm just so thankful to be able to be here today again. November 3rd came, and when that day happened, we lost Marcus. We sat in that hospital for about 6 hours around him and just kissed him over and over and over again, touched him, everything that a father does, a mother does to their child, and just took every last bit of warmth that we could get from him. Ever since I got home, there's been something that's been tugging me back, and that's the power of Nora's home. That's the family of Nora's home. I have been gone now for 10 or 11 months away from the home, and there's not a single day that goes by that I do not think about that place and what it's done for me and the light that it gave me when surrounded by darkness. And here I am today. So life has been able to lead us back here today. We play a ton of golf up in Minnesota, and I knew from living in the home that there was a golf tournament that Nora's put on. I think that was the second day I stayed there. I had saw pictures of the golf tournament. I was like, I'll play in that some year. And when I had seen it posted on Facebook, I shared it. I said, we will be there. At that time, we had no tickets booked or anything like that, but we knew that we would be here today. And the reason we are here today is to thank each and every one of you for all that you've done to make that house what it is. It is a state-of-the-art facility. It is the cleanest home I have ever lived in, even cleaner than my own, and there is no cleaner house than my own, especially with a child that lived in the house with a lung deficiency. Nora's home, I owe it everything to them. I hope to see, growth in this tournament year after year. I look to be here every year if I'm able to be. And I just want to say thank you with all my heart to each and every one of you for making Nora's Home possible. This is a little bit of my story, and I'm just blessed, and God bless you all. So.
From everyone at Nora's Home and Satterfield and Pontikes, just want to say thank you very much. We do really appreciate it.